Okay, remember my original Demon Bluff TCG idea? Yeah, I kind of abandoned that. Not because I am, not for the main reason, but not for the common reason that I abandoned most TCG ideas, but because I don't think it's actually pretty good. There's plenty of this doesn't work like this type of situation, you know. So that's why I make a wholly original TCG idea for Demon Bluff. So yeah, here's Demon Bluff TCG version 2.0. First off, Village Head and winning and losing games. When a Village Head takes damage, they lose the same amount of trust. If your opponent wins the game, you will lose the game, and vice versa. You will win if your opponent loses. If your opponent's Village Head has 0 trust. My mom is here right now. Is start game. At the start of the game, perform the following things in sequence. Both players' Village Head start with 200 trust. I heard. Wait, this does not make sense. This just be here. What is this? Oh, I'm gonna fix that later. Condition that say start of game will trigger. Both players draw 5 cards. Then a player can mulligan 3 times per game. To mulligan, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw the same amount of cards, -1 for each time you have drawn, for each time you have mulligan beyond the first. Card types. Card type determines on how the card functions. When mentioning a card type, it will look like this. Card type -CT. The card types are Villager. Villagers, they are good. They are mainly used to accuse a evil card or enemy village head, or defend a good card or friendly village head. Enemy village head. A villager can accuse an enemy village head. Yes, enemy and evil are 2 different things. And it's outcasts. They are good. They are mainly used to interrupt your opponent's game plan. Minion. They are evil. They lie. They enter the board disguised as a random good card on the board. We'll get to what disguise and lie mean later. Anyways, demons. They are evil. They are like stronger minions, CP, as CTs, but you can only control one of them. Characteristics. Card characters. Persuasion. A character's persuasion. I should remove this. I would like to remove this. Is a character's persuasion determines on how much damage the character inflicts or reduces when it accuses or defends another character, respectively. A character is a card or village head. Credibility. If a card has equal or more damage on it than its credibility, it is killed. Traits. A character can have multiple traits. Certain information / abilities may interact with certain traits. When mentioning a trait, it will look like this. Trait-T. Information. A character's information determines on what it can accuse, what it can attack, or defend. I just changed accuse. Abilities. Abilities are a character's ability alters the game mechanics of the game. A character can have multiple abilities. Phases. During your turn, you start at the top to the bottom phases. The phases are draw phase. At the start of this phase, you draw 1 card. Skip this phase if you're going first and it is your first turn. Upkeep phase. During this phase, certain conditions will trigger. Main phase. During this phase, you can play 1 to 2 cards from your hand and or make one or more friendly characters that was on the board during the previous turn accused in a character. And phase. The end of this phase signifies the start of your opponent's turn. Zones. Zones are where cards are placed into. Zones are main deck. It's called main deck. It's like, no, I'm not good. Main deck. The main deck is the primary zone from which you draw cards, either the opening hand at the beginning of the game, at the start of your draw phase, or because of an ability. Certain cards drawn are placed in your player's hand, from which they can be played. If you would draw a card while your deck is empty, and your village head loses 10 trust for each time you have drawn while your deck is empty. Hand. When you draw a card, place the top card of your deck into your hand. All cards drawn are hidden. All cards in your hand are hidden to your opponent. Your maximum hand size is 6. If you would draw a card while your hand has equal or more cards in it than your maximum hand size, place that card into the graveyard instead. Board. After a card is played, place it onto the right side. Place it onto the rightmost side of your side of the board. What's the logic there? Anyways, when a card is discarded, it's killed. Killed actually. Make some mistakes. When a card is discarded, killed, or sacrificed, place it into the or place it into the graveyard. Place it into its owner's graveyard. Accuse and defend. When a card accuses another card, I actually have to shame this too. When a card accuses a card, when a character accuses a character, its controller's opponent can respond to it, like defending the accused character. Afterwards, the accused character takes damage equal to the accuser's persuasion. When a character defends another character, reduce the damage the defended character would take equal to the defender's persuasion. Lie and disguise. A lying character has its good replaced with evil, and vice versa. In its information, when an evil character disguises as a good character, I should just change this when a character disguises as another character. Actually, I'm not too sure now. Is when the evil character gains their information, control and own. You control a character if it's on your side of the board. Friendly characters are under your control, and enemy characters are under your opponent's control. You own a card if you brought it into the game. Miscellaneous. When mentioning a card name, it will look like this. Card it's surrounded by two greater than whatever you call these. When mentioning text of a information or ability, it will look like this. Text will be surrounded by quotes. Anyways, if a card takes damage, damage remains on it until it leaves the board. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want, actually, I don't know. I was about to. So if you want to check out the cards I made for this game idea, you can check it out in the description of this video. But then I realized YouTube does not allow this type of thing existing on in the description of a video. So yeah, I'm not saying I hate that type of thing. I mean, it's kind of understandable. I mean, it's this is coding related, so it makes sense that they don't allow that type of thing because that could cause some problems. Anyways, this I'll see you next time. Goodbye, YouTube. This I don't actually know why I said that. I know why, but I'm not telling you. So yeah. Anyways, goodbye, YouTube.